Hi, this is Kendra from Pencil and Pigment, and today I thought I would talk about creating on different surfaces. So for today's video, I am talking about seashells and eggshells. And the reason I have clumped these two in together is because they're both made of calcium carbonate. And because of that reason, they both sort of take to the same products very similarly. So if you happen to dye Easter eggs or do really interesting things with Easter eggs, that would translate to seashells as well. So if you draw on yours, if you put temporary tattoos on them, or you decoupage, or you glue tissue, or you do any of the things that are sort of unique and interesting for the Easter holiday season, all of that would also work on seashells. So in the past, and I will link videos, I have created on some very unique surfaces. I have done quartz, I have done petrified wood, I have done seashells. I did an entire illustration of the owl and the pussycat, which is sort of a children's nursery rhyme. And I did that on two different shells. As you can see right here, I am using Copic multi-liners. Sakura microns also work. Pen and ink work for all these. You're going to run into the same situation now. So think of it as an Easter egg. When you put the color down and you leave it there and you let it dry, if you later come up and you touch it with the oils on your fingers, it will smear and rub off. So if you want to illustrate and draw on seashells, I would highly recommend you get something like this. And this is a polyurethane protective finish coat that dries clear. This is the clear satin, in case you don't want a high gloss finish. And that will preserve any illustrations you create on your shells. So I have given these as baby shower gifts. I find huge shells where I live, and I will illustrate a picture. A friend of mine named her daughters after birds, and I did a couple bird illustrations on one. You can paint on these. If you're doing any geocaching project, acrylic paint is really great. Look for an acrylic paint that is multi-surface. So this one I have is a very budget one, and I will link all these products in the description box. This one is by Craft Smart. This is by no means a high-end acrylic paint. This is a budget one that I use when I create illustrations to give away in the community for just a fun geocaching game once a year. And I will link all about that too. But this one is a non-toxic matte finish, sort of water-based. And it says on it that you can use this for ceramics and glass and wood. And that's why I bought that, because it does so many different surfaces. It lays on seashells just fine. Here, I'll open one up and show you. But you also want to make sure that you seal it. If you're going to paint an illustration on a seashell or a painting on a seashell, and you want to make sure that it is preserved, I would highly, highly recommend that if you go to store this outside or somewhere it's going to get touched often, that you seal it with polyurethane. If you're doing a no-buy and you have seashells where you live, or maybe you eat seafood, you save your clam shells or your mussel shells, and you can create on those, and then just wait till maybe your no-buy is up, or barter and trade with a neighbor, see if they have any polyurethane, if they're working on home improvement projects. It is such a fun way to create little like trinket dishes and little gifts. These make great table setting name tags for place settings, for birthday parties and different events. I would use these for Thanksgiving though. I tend to illustrate names on either mandarins or pomegranates, but this would be really cute too for sort of a beach themed holiday. If you're doing Thanksgiving, you're doing hand lettering and calligraphy, and you can paint on these, absolutely. So here is, it says hi. Hi. It'd be cute for a table setting. You can do these for weddings. It'd be a really cool gift. It's just a very beautiful, unique idea to take shells or eggs and use them all year round for interesting projects. I guess if the pandemic taught me anything, it was always eat decorated eggs. It's a lot more fun for everyone involved. My kids are constantly just opening up the fridge and going, oh yeah, Mom drew all over that too. Cool. No wonder my bananas look like that. But yeah, no. So the calcium. And if you want, you could absolutely color these to look like ladybugs and stick them in your garden. The calcium is very, very good for soil. It's like a bone meal supplement. If you're having trouble with birds and things, you could paint these to look like a berry, and once they keep pecking them often enough, they will stop going after your berries. So if you don't have a ton of rocks, or you would rather use shells for something like that, that would also work. If you're participating in Game of Shrooms, which is a geocaching mushroom art project that goes on around the world, anybody can sign up to participate. I'm just going to paint a little cloud here. And that's a lot of fun, hiding mushroom art in the community. Tons of things work on the surface of this. So Sharpies, and there's an oil-based Sharpie, there's the regular Sharpie. Get to experimenting and testing and trying. I'd say buy your seafood in the shell if you are not vegetarian or vegan. It's so much fun. Let me grab, so here is a black micron. And I can just add some other birds in here. And again, after it dries, if you press down really hard, you can still smear the ink. So if you want it to be a temporary piece of art, maybe you're doing one of those quotes where you leave little quotations and things in your community, little positive messages, and you want it to be temporary, you can do that, and eventually the rain will slowly erode and wear the things away. That could be a nice sort of installation art for everyone. There's tons of things you can do with seashells. So I would highly encourage that if you have a Pinterest account, those are free. Sign up for one and look at all the different ways people decorate Easter eggs. And know that that applies to seashells. And just think, if you want that to be permanent, have some sort of sealant on hand. This is the one I happen to have, but there's a variety. There's a ton of different types. So I hope this video helped. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.